I see, the less I know, the more I like to let it go. Hey, oh, whoa, whoa. Deep beneath the cover of another perfect wonder, where it's so white as snow. Gravity divided by a world so undecided, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, good morning. You're listening to Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. We welcome you. We say good morning for this Thursday. Woo, boy, another day in a row of not waking up to necessarily sunshine, but waking up to some cloudy, foggy type weather, as there's some more dense fog in some other areas. Do be careful on the drive there, as I know the traffic's picking up right about now with lessened visibility. 76 degrees out there, which apparently that is the ripe temperature for all this humidity in the air right now. Temperature and dew point right on top of each other to give us quite a bit of fog and mist this morning, as they're expecting this to burn off around 10 a.m. It seems like it's taken just a little bit longer each day. As they mentioned, 10 a.m. It doesn't feel like till about 11 that we actually start to see some sun. But with today, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 4 p.m., so a little bit later like it was yesterday. They say patchy fog before 10 a.m. Otherwise than that, mostly cloudy, as we're going to see our high just as what it was yesterday, near 90, 89, 90, as we see tonight. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms bled into tonight. Near 8 p.m. is where we should see the majority of those storms. Mostly cloudy, low tonight, 73. And then Friday, your forecast for Friday, slight chance of showers, then a shower and thunderstorm after 2 p.m. But we should see more sunshine for your Friday as they bring about, like we said, a less of a chance of the fog in the morning, but we do have a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the forecast for Friday. So definitely some rain in the future. Again, leading into the weekend, as we see Friday night showers and thunderstorms likely before 8 p.m., 60% chance. Saturday, slight chance in the morning before 11 a.m., and then a 70% chance for the afternoon. Same with Sunday. Now, everything we've been, thinking about ourselves with weather, one of the things that is out there and getting more predominantly interesting, as well as a little sketchy at the same time, as Hurricane Delta, which has suffered the devastating effects of a Category 4. The hurricane strengthened into a powerful hurricane Category 4, as it was. Hold on a second here, as it's moving me on, but it may become a Category 4. There we go. As looked as such as what we're seeing with it already making its way through the Yucatan Peninsula, now out over the Gulf of Mexico, as they're expecting it to increase in intensity as it re-strengthens to Category 2, with the expectations of heading towards the Gulf Coast and becoming possibly a hurricane Category 4 storm, and then hopefully maybe de-intensify, less intensity as it does make landfall. Hurricane Delta, they say, re-strengthened to Category 2 storm early Thursday, with maximum sustained winds of 100 miles an hour as it does charge through towards the Gulf Coast. It says landfall is expected now sometime near Friday near the Louisiana Gulf Coast, as forecasters have said. The National Hurricane Center issued storm surge and hurricane washes Wednesday for portions of the northwestern and northern Gulf Coast ahead of Hurricane Delta, which battered Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, as we mentioned there yesterday, knocking down trees and power lines, saying, quote, Delta is expected to grow in size as it approaches the northern Gulf Coast, where there's an increasing likelihood of life-threatening storm surge and dangerous hurricane-force winds beginning on Friday for portions of Louisiana's Gulf Coast, as the Hurricane Center has warned. Now, in addition to Delta, that could bring 4 to 8 inches of rain, is with isolated maximum amounts of 12 inches at times with the central Gulf Coast through parts of the lower Mississippi Valley. Heavy rainfall could result in, of course, flash floods, urban and small stream flooding, as well as minor river flooding, according to the Hurricane Center. When Delta moves inland, heavy rain is expected then into the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic region as it continues on. as they're expecting it to do so. And they say as of 2 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Delta was moving west-northwest at 17 miles an hour, and it was about 485 miles from Cameron, Louisiana. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards said Delta was expected to make landfall Friday night or Saturday morning, and the entire state is in the storm's possible path. State and local officials in coastal areas were shoring up levees, sandbagging, and taking other precaution measures. As he had mentioned, Louisiana is still recovering from Hurricane Laura, which ravaged the southwestern region as it roared ashore as the Category 4 storm back in August. More than 6,600 Laura evacuees remain in hotels around the state, mainly in New Orleans, because their homes were too heavily damaged to return. As Edwards on Wednesday night announced that President Donald Trump approved his request for a pre-landfall disaster declaration, saying, quote, all who live in South Louisiana should be prepared for the hurricane and plan to be in place by Thursday evening as we prepare to weather yet another strong hurricane, as Edwards said on Twitter. Delta would be the 10th named storm to hit the United States in a single season, an all-time record, as this year has tied 1916 for the 9 tropical storms that have made landfall in the United States, according to AccuWeather. 4 of those landfalls so far in 2020 have been from hurricanes, including Hannah, Isaias, bringing that one back, is Laura and Sally. So the Weather Channel said Delta would be the 5th hurricane landfall of the year. Delta hit Mexico on Wednesday morning as a Cat 2, coming ashore near Puerto Morales, as along the northeastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. The center of Delta made landfall around 6:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time with top winds of 110 miles per hour. So there you go, as we'll continue to keep a strong, predominant eye on what's going to be happening with that here in the next few days, as currently, as they say, as of this morning, it has re-strengthened to Category 2, with the expectations in the afternoon for today and evening into tomorrow becoming possibly a Category 4 storm, as it is just feeding off the Gulf of Mexico. So a lot going on there. As we welcome you to the show this morning, as we say good morning, as we mentioned, it's a little foggy out there. We got a good show for you lined up. As we're going to get you rolling with some Ocala quick minute news, and then we come back, we'll get the conversation rolling like we have been, and then get to the top of the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be talking with Galen Life South Community Blood Centers, and be discussing with him how things have been going this week in lieu of the weather and everything else, to get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood, and where you'll be able to donate blood today. That'll get us to the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be rolling with a little bit more of the quick minute news, as well as more local Ocala news. And then at 9 o'clock, as we say, stay tuned, as we're proud to bring it to you every Thursday, as this Thursday at 9 o'clock, of course, like always, Veterans News. We'll be talking with Hank and Gary about some of the news there for vets, and what we can do to get out there, and vets helping vets and all that good stuff. After that, we'll be discussing what kind of deals we can look forward to this weekend as we enter that next growing season with Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, as we talk to Lori Williams with Bob Wine's Camellia Garden Nursery and all the good deals they'll be having this weekend. And then from there, we'll be rounding out the 9 o'clock hour to the top of the 10 o'clock hour with an interview with Dr. Chad Costley, board-certified physician, 20 years as a primary care physician, and hear what he has to say in this year as a medical doctor dealing with COVID-19 and everything else. And then after that, we will get to the top of the 10 o'clock hour. We'll have our interview with Roger Rodriguez, Florida CEO of Medicare and Retirement Plans for United Healthcare, discussing those Medicare plans. And then after that, we'll be doing just a tidbit of the On This Day in History, and then we'll be finishing up our show with County Commission like we bring to you on Thursdays. As we welcome you to AM Ocala Live, like we said here, as if you're waking up, it's another cloudy day, boy. That's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursday. I'm hoping maybe Friday won't be like that, but we shall see. As we mentioned, 76 degrees out there, and a 30% chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms for today as that comes along. Now, we got a little bit to get to here, as it is now time, as we like to bring you here early in the morning to get you rolling, is your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. As thousands more Disney workers are going to lose their jobs, a union that represents Disney World employees announcing that almost 9,000 part-timers are getting laid off. That's in addition to the layoffs of nearly 7,000 union employees announced earlier. President Trump's poll numbers are in free fall, they say, across Florida.
We've never seen anything like this as far as a plummet like this before with any presidency in the past. This has been the most volatile presidency probably, and this is uncharted territory.
Tim Malloy from Quinnipiac University says their survey poll gives Joe Biden an 11-point lead over President Trump in Florida. As Tim Malloy at the Quinnipiac says, the latest polls that Joe Biden has the 11-point lead was a 51 to 40% over the president. As Malloy says, Trump is losing support among older voters, which is a key demographic in the fight for the state's 29 electoral votes. Trump's supporters will get a chance to see the vice president this weekend. The Trump campaign announcing that Mike Pence will make 2 stops in Central Florida Saturday afternoon, one in Orlando and one in the Villages. A judge in Tampa is granting a motion to split the case of an accused serial killer into 4 separate trials. Howell Donaldson is accused of murdering 4 people in the fall of 2017, and attorneys argued that a single trial for all 4 crimes would unfairly prejudice a jury against their client. As Florida is nearing 15,000 mark in the resident deaths of the coronavirus. Another 127 fatalities were reported yesterday, along with more than 2,500 new cases. In sports, the Tampa Bay Rays are just 1 win away from advancing to the American League Championship Series, thanks to 3 home runs and the pitching of Charlie Morton, as they doubled up the Yankees 8-4 last night and now lead the AL Division Series 2-1. Rays manager Kevin Cash says he loves his team's versatility.
Well, I know that's what makes us good, that we've got so many guys that can help us win games on both sides of the ball, whether it's with their defense or offensively. We have talented depth, and that's got us to this point in a big way.
As the Miami Marlins are now facing possible elimination in their National League Division Series, as the Atlanta Braves lead that series 2-0 after the shutout of Miami 2-0 yesterday. And then finally, Hurricane Delta remains on track towards the Gulf Coast. As they say, landfall is expected tomorrow in Louisiana, with the Florida Panhandle now outside the cone of certainty. For your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. We'll take a short little break. We'll be back after this.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call 2 Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call 2 Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call 2 Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit 2meninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clay for Kids sporting event to benefit Champions for Champions. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida
on Saturday, October 24th.
Call 866-996-2182 for details. The NFL alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, and prizes. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Clay for Kids. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Hosted by the NFL alumni. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
And welcome back to the show. AM Ocala Live on this Thursday as we say good morning to you, October 8th. As like we said, a little cloudy, a little foggy this morning, just like it has been for the trend for the week. But they're expecting that to maybe burn off around 10 a.m., bring some sunshine, and then a possibility of some showers and thunderstorms. As we're moving along with our show, obviously a little bit yesterday, not only do we have sports, but we also had the vice presidential debate, and just to have some fun, and that's what, a little bit informed, a little bit entertained. An unexpected guest. This is the talk of the debate. That shows you just exactly where things were at as we get to discuss this a little bit more with Galen. But as they said, this has gone viral. An unexpected guest that visits Pence as a fly lands on Mike Pence's head during the debate and goes viral. An unexpected guest joined Vice President Mike Pence on the debate stage Wednesday evening, which is a pesky fly. It says, during the first and only vice presidential debate, a fly sat on the top of Pence's head for several minutes while he debated Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris. For several minutes, the fly quickly went viral and created a stir online as Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, referencing the fly, tweeted a photo of him with a fly swatter. Jeez, owies. It says pitch in $5 to help the campaign fly, the tweet said. Biden, several minutes later, also tweeted the website flywillvote.com, which was directed to a website where people can actually check to see if they were registered, as well as get information about their polling place. It says the Biden campaign is also trying to capitalize on the viral moment by adding a fly swatter to their store. Truth over flies, it says. Even before the debate was over, several Twitter accounts created for the fly. Merriam-Webster wrote in a tweet that the word fly was trending on their website for quite possibly the first time. It says many viewers were also quick to pop off tweets, with some joking that the fly should get time to respond to the questions, and others saying that the fly needs to quarantine or be tested for COVID-19. Oh, good stuff. I'm glad they turned on to some dad jokes after kind of trying to roll with it nonetheless. But that's how that stuff goes. Am I right? But anyways, we're making our way now to the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Stay tuned. More AM Ocala Live coming your way. WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. I wonder what it would be like to be a fly on the wall at that debate. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. We'll be back right after this.
Administration's coronavirus response is a main topic of the vice presidential debate. Joe Biden's running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, says about a potential coronavirus vaccine.
If the public health professionals, if Dr. Fauci, if the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
Your continuous undermining of confidence in a vaccine is it's just unacceptable.
Vice President Pence says President Trump has overseen the greatest national mobilization since World War II to deal with the pandemic. The latest Fox poll has Joe Biden further ahead nationally.
Biden's lead over President Trump among likely voters is now 10 points, doubling last month's 5-point margin. The president is still the choice of rural voters as well as men and women without college degrees.
Fox's Gernal Scott. America's listening to Fox News.
With United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, there's so much to take advantage of. Like $0 copays on preventive dental care.
Wow.
Plus the nation's largest Medicare dental network.
Wow.
It's time to take advantage. To learn more, visit AdvantageWow.com. That's AdvantageWow.com.
$0 cost share for in-network preventive dental care. Specified services only. Benefits vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply. Network size varies by market.
Wow.
An important message from Medicare.
You know how Medicare plans can change from year to year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this coming year, premiums are at historic lows.
Really?
Yeah, and hundreds of plans will have insulin for just $35 a month.
That will save some money. Can't wait to look at my plan choices for 2021.
Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th.
Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Today in Ag News from a Southeast Ag Net, well, Hurricane Sally had a real effect on certain crops in parts of South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And according to a story from Gary Crawford, by the end of this week, we'll have a better idea of the production and marketing prospects for the crops being harvested.
The other day, when Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue was touring Florida farms that had been hit by Hurricane Sally, he said he saw
cotton that was virtually ready to be harvested, peanuts that were ready to be harvested, down to half a crop.
Which could have a small effect on the national production prospects for those crops. We'll know more about that and about the potential production and demand for all the major crops this Friday when USDA releases its new round of forecasts. We have gotten weekly crop condition surveys and such, but not on the scale that's been done over the last few days, with thousands of farmers interviewed, thousands of actual field plots evaluated, and crops lab tested. The new crop production and supply and demand reports will be out this Friday, noon Eastern Time. Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Citrus matters to Florida, its growers, its neighbors, and the state's economy. So tune in Friday, October 9th at 12 noon for live coverage of USDA's annual citrus crop forecast. Join us on this station or online at citrusindustry.net. The annual citrus crop forecast is sponsored by Aerobotics, Farm Credit of Florida, Labor Solutions, Orange X, and Trademark Nitrogen Corporation. Don't miss the annual citrus crop forecast live this Friday, October 9th, 12 noon. And across the South, all eyes are watching the movement of Hurricane Delta. While the track has seen a few changes over the past couple of days, many in the Southeast remember how Hurricane Sally changed tracks before making landfall. But no matter where it goes, USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey says Delta will bring significant impacts to agriculture.
Regardless of where this system goes, whether it's through Louisiana and the Mississippi Delta region or further east into Alabama and western Florida, there are likely to be significant impacts.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
WOCA.
Ocala.
Today will be humid with very cloudy skies, the thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, and a high of 89 to 91. Then mainly clear this evening, low tonight 73 to 75. Friday, look for a mix of clouds and sunshine, thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high tomorrow 88 to 90. Then we can expect showery weather Saturday morning, continuing through Saturday evening. Thunderstorms around on Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
WOCA.
Ocala.
Good morning. Welcome back to the show. AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, broadcasting to you live from the Paddock Mall, streaming live, YouTube Live. WOCA, the Source Radio. If you're waking up to us, good morning. As another day of clouds and fog. If those on the commute to work, do be careful with more of that fog. It's dense in some areas, so again, that visibility not so great. And I know the traffic's getting heavier and heavier as we round this corner of everything else getting kind of back to some normal. 6 minutes past the top of the 8 o'clock hour. It is now time for our good friend Galen, Life South Community Blood Centers. Happy Thursday, buddy.
Hey, man, how are you today?
Not too bad, not too bad. Hey, I was thinking about it, and I was looking forward to this year when we were discussing it earlier in the year that Top Gun 2 was going to be coming out. It was going to be a big summer blockbuster hit. So then it was this idea to push it back to where we could see end up in the fall. And I'm sure you've heard, as we discussed this, I think, earlier in the week, that with Regal Cinemas, straw that broke their camel's back was the idea once they heard that the James Bond film was then pushed to 2021, they decided to close up. And I was going to say, my friend, right now of some of the movies that are expected to be released now in 2021, that's a no-brainer, right? Why would you release a movie when you know you can't get full capacity to go to the theaters to watch it? And I really feel that even between the two movies I just mentioned, the Top Gun 2 and even the James Bond, that these could be huge, huge blockbusters, because when things can get back to some normal, people are going to be wanting to go out and see a movie. And at the same time, these are the ones that are at the top billing. What do you think?
It's an interesting social experiment.
Right.
Right. I think a few things have really happened, and I don't know if we'll ever see what you truly call a blockbuster again. You know, that summer release everybody talks about, the Star Wars, or, you know, you name it, the Titanics of the world. Those may be gone.
Yeah.
From our society for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, nobody is working on a multi, basically Top Gun was something like $100 million movie.
Right.
Nobody is working on that blockbuster movie because nobody wants to invest in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think what you're going to see more of are these Netflix or Amazon or, these digital movies, digital series being released. And I think it'll be a long time before you have that back. Regal Cinema going away, something will replace it, right? Because you have too many empty theaters.
Right.
And I also don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
Right? Maybe you come back to a grassroots effort.
Okay.
I remember when Blockbuster went away, and people were like, "Oh, nothing can replace Blockbuster." Nobody cares about Blockbuster anymore.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Can you and like the red box? I'm like, man, people still use the red box.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing's like a hat.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while too.
But again, it's I think our society is constantly evolving. It's very hard to go into anywhere where they don't have a beautiful TV, right? It's 1080p or even 4K.
Yeah.
You could pause it. You can get up. You don't have to drive. And to me, it's fascinating to see what they replace it with.
It really is.
It really is. Let's be clear. The people. Okay. Here's a perfect example. My mom goes to the movies. Used to, like 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh wow.
She's 79. So, if there's a movie out that looks interesting at all, she'll go.
Yeah.
She'll go at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And, for her, it's a way to get out of the house, and she likes it. Me, I don't go to 3 movies in a year.
I know. I'm the same way.
So much effort.
I know.
And when I go, it's packed, and there are some movies like Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to see on the giant screen.
Yes.
James Bond. I'm a huge James Bond. I've watched every single movie like 12 times.
Nice.
So I love James Bond. It is so much better in the theater.
Yes.
I have surround sound, but it's not the same as being in the theater. And I'm curious as to what happened. The routine movies probably won't be impacted, but that blockbuster, the Temple of Doom kind of movies.
Right.
Star Wars is better on a big screen.
Right.
Because of the visual effects, and those are gone. I'm very, very curious as to how Hollywood, if you can really call it even Hollywood now, gone. I'm sincere about that.
Right.
Movies are made in people's basements now.
Right.
Over the internet and stored up in the cloud, and ideas are shared. And I saw that one movie where they shot it. The actors were never really on screen together because of the way they played it up, and they were never even in the same state.
Oh, wow.
Again, you can do that.
It's fascinating because, like you said, we're kind of in a change. Things are evolving in a way, and that's kind of why I wanted to point it out because, like you said, it's going to hurt some things. It's changing things big time. And like I said, I think that's a good point. I think that's what I was trying to meet you with is that there's going to be something different. Like, it's going to be a while before we have that big blockbuster. Like, and so much of it too, though, is also because of the movies that have been coming out. Everything's a damn comic book movie, which I know they're good. Right. They're good and everything, but that's what it's been for the last.
I don't like them, but there are some people that live for them.
So, yes, and to each their own on that.
But it's not just that. There's nothing original.
Right.
I mean, I love Top Gun. I love James Bond. There's nothing original about it.
Right.
They're playing off of an already successful theme. There are very few movies that have any originality. And they're trying to please such a global market.
Yes.
They're trying to really please China. It's crazy how they're editing. They edited Top Gun to make sure that it could get past the censors of China.
Yeah. And I've heard rumors of that and everything where it comes down to even how they cast in certain ways that it brings and it makes it more predominantly marketable in China and all this stuff. And that's because they got more of the disposable income and they know where to turn it to. And
no, they don't. They just have such a huge population.
Yeah.
It makes it. Nobody cares about India either. And they have a big population, but China actually spends money on everything American.
Yeah, true. But fascinating stuff, my friend. And I just wanted to change the topic there for a little bit. But to bring it back a little bit, last night, the big thing to take away from the vice presidential debate, you heard it here on The Source, as the big news coming from last night's debate is the the housefly that lands on Mike Pence's head during the debate that went viral. That shows you exactly what was to be expected with that debate. As there's a huge article that's on USA Today that was talking about how this went with this fly, this pesky fly that landed on Pence's head.
It's sad as a society. You had two people and they actually debated. They didn't yell at each other.
Yeah, it was very civil. It was
and the takeaway is the fly. And it just goes to show you what our society truly cares about.
Yeah.
They want to be entertained.
Yep.
They want their team to win.
Yep.
And for the mass media, apparently, I watched none of it. I watched some of the clips this morning. But according to the mass media, they're never going to say Pence won. They just can't do it.
They can't do it. Yeah.
They can't do it. So they focus on the fly.
Oh, good stuff. It's just it's funny how this is, again, when you talked about this social experiment, this whole year has felt that way. So one of those things that is part of the social experiment is this social media attitude and the comedic humor that comes along with trying to deal with all this stuff all together. And here it is, like we said, a very civil debate that was probably, important to get information across to the voters. And here, like you said, the big takeaway is the idea of being entertained by a fly landing on the vice president's head. It's just the way it is, man. I don't know. Crazy.
Well, to me, that what really came out yesterday is one of the things Biden has said is that his first day in office, he's going to mandate that everyone wear a mask.
Yeah.
In all public. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you want to pass a law, pass a law.
Yeah.
But I do not like mandates. Mandates are what the royalty do, right? Kings and queens make mandates and edicts. We live in a society of laws. You just think you can mandate everything.
Right.
Oh man, to me that should put fear in everybody's heart.
Yeah. And
if the president can mandate something,
yeah,
that's scary.
And it's scary. It's another what I would say highlighted term to come away from 2020, whether it be the term social distancing or some of the other ones out there. But yeah, now mandate is a big one here. And you're right. Like, okay, like you said, if you want to make it a law, go through the steps that would make it be a law. But like you said, the whole mandate thing, again, it's just that it's what you've talked about all the time ever since the beginning of it, is that weird, absolute, improvisational idea of what they can do to stretch their arm of power, right? It's that way of saying, like, we're important enough to just, make up rules, so to speak.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
and it's I just think it's highly illegal and it's tyrannous.
Yeah. Well, moving on a little bit, my friend, to America's pastime here. How about these Tampa Bay Rays with a win last night over the New York Yankees, now just one win away from advancing. 8-4 was the final. The bats got hot.
I think the Yankees are going to look back at this series and say, wow, we really... after one inning and then doing the whole, bullpen or start by committee or whatever you want to call it, bullpen game. And I think that really changed the momentum in the favor of the Rays.
Yeah.
And last night showed it. Athletics won, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Anytime any team could beat the Astros. It's amazing how many people hate the Astros. So the Dodgers are great. The Dodgers are such a good baseball team.
Solid baseball team, buddy. Yep.
Mookie Betts gives them such a dynamic player. I don't think there should be an MVP this year or a Cy Young. I think they should just go away with that.
I think that's.
He is so dynamic.
Yeah. I don't mind that at all. I'd support that argument because of the weird abbreviated season. I was going through some stuff with my Cleveland Indians, and they brought up Ramirez and the statistics he had with these games, and then into the postseason. And I'm looking at it, and I'm going, oh shoot, that's right. It's only 60 games, and then the 2 games they played in the playoffs. It doesn't kind of hold any type of validation when you look at how the season was. And I think that would be good to not put emphasis on, like you said, a valuable player or Cy Young right now, because it's just a weird season altogether. But you couldn't be more.
I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. Is I don't like it when the Yankees win anything. And if there's any chance, there's no way any Red Sox player is going to win anything this year. There's no chance of that. And honestly, I don't know who it would be in the American League. There's just not enough separation. I hope they do away with it, and I definitely hope the Yankees don't win anything. But I can't. But I'm not rooting for the Rays.
Right.
If they could end in a draw, and
neither one advances, you're thrilled.
Yeah, I'd like to root for the Athletics, but. That's like rooting for the Libertarian Party to win. I mean, you kind of would wish they won, but there's no real chance of them winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true. It's like, that would. You sit around, you're like, wouldn't it be nice if the A's won? You're like, no chance of that happening.
Right.
So,
after watching Moneyball, you're like, at what point can we can Billy Bean just win that darn trophy? It doesn't feel like it'll ever happen.
I mean, they don't have that guy who can really carry them.
Yeah.
But again, it's baseball. I love baseball. So I did find it really, really funny yesterday. Manny Machado got struck out, and the Dodgers pitcher, kind of pimped it off the field and was showboating. And I have no problem with that. Manny Machado lost his mind. I'm like, how many home runs have you hit and then just, kind of sauntered on down a line and tipped your cap and blessed yourself? and did all these things to bring attention to you because you just hit a home run. And again, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But if you get struck out, get your butt back to the dugout.
Yeah.
And let that person enjoy it. It's hard.
Yeah.
So,
that's Machado, though, isn't it? I know with your Dodgers and everything.
I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Who was the other guy? Remember when he and Bryce Harper were on free agency at the same time?
Yeah.
And I was like, I would much rather have Manny Machado than Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan at all of Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Not at all.
What is it?
Career 250 hitter.
Yeah.
For power. That's
Yeah.
it. He's not a very good fielder. He doesn't care. Manny Machado plays third base.
Yeah, there's
Hit
more.
for power, hit for average, steal you a base.
Yep.
I don't mind. Again, in baseball, there are players that take days off mentally, and maybe not this year with only 60 games, but when you get into the grind, you've played 6 days in a row. You're still in the lineup, but you're mentally not there. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
And I kind of wondered that, my friend, too, with the Bryce Harper, and even the deal that Bryce Harper got. I was kind of, I don't know. Maybe if he was MVP in a World Series, I think that would validate that amount. But then again, that's how baseball works. It's the marketing, it's the agent, it's how that.
So what happens when the Washington Nationals get rid of him?
Yeah.
What happens when they get rid of him?
Yeah.
They go. Everybody's like, oh, the Nationals aren't going to be that. They win the title.
Yeah.
They go out and win a ring.
Yeah.
Without him, because they were better without him.
Yeah.
He's not a team guy. I don't. I'm not a big fan of non-team guys.
Right. And that's one thing. Even though the young man's attitude with Machado, he's still kind of that team player. Even though he's got his own idiosyncrasies. You don't think so at all?
But he doesn't. No, baseball is interesting.
It sure is, man. It sure is. Because I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
As long as you're not bowing each other, you're going to be okay. And Bryce Harper brought down people. He got in fights in the dugout, got fights with his manager. If you do that, you won't win. You just can't. So, it's not like football where, you can fight one another and then you can go to war together as brothers on a Sunday.
Right.
Different world.
Right.
Different world.
Yep. Now, I was going to mention, just when you brought up Mookie Betts, you got to be absolutely thrilled for that young man with how, like you said, he's contributing with the Dodgers. And at this moment, man, with the way baseball you've seen here so far with these teams in the playoffs, if you were a betting man, would you bet it on the Dodgers to win the whole thing?
I would have bet the Dodgers. If there's not a day in this season, I wouldn't have bet the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I think they're the best team in baseball by far.
Yeah.
And I think Mookie Betts gives them enough of that juice that you need in the postseason. He's been there before. He's won a World Series before. He's been an MVP. He can carry a team through a series.
Yeah, he can.
Because he does so many things really well.
Yeah.
And again, this is why I was so disappointed that the Red Sox just gave him away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's so good, and he's apparently such a great teammate. He does all the little things that you want a superstar to do. He runs the bases well. He hustles day in, day out.
Great glove.
He makes the right play at the right time.
Yep.
He doesn't make that selfish throw. Trying to throw somebody out. He'll hit the cutoff man if he thinks he needs to, if the situation dictates it. Those are the little things that you want on a team that really a good superstar. Like Mike Trout's the same way.
Yeah.
Mike Trout doesn't bring any attention to himself. He brings attention to his team, into his craft, into the game. And Mookie Betts does the same thing. There aren't too many Yankees who do that, though. Look at Judge. Judge is terrible right now. I love it. Seeing Carlo in that horrible stance. Man, I love the Yankees. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Oh, my friend. Good stuff. So we'll keep our eye on that as we roll into tomorrow. Tonight might be the final game, and a lot of people are saying good riddance. Final game of the NBA season could be tonight as the Los Angeles Lakers and Miami Heat with a 3-1 lead, as tonight will be Game 5 to see if the Lakers can finish it out. Do you think they will, my friend? Do you think it ends? Do you think it ends tonight?
I think they will. It was interesting. The commissioner came out for the NBA and said, "Look, we're going to move this social justice behind us. That will not happen next year. This year was a special year."
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And again, I really think it hurts them. I do, and I do believe that kneeling before the national anthem hurt the NFL. And I understand why, and I understand why people get upset that it hurts.
Yeah.
But I really do, and it's a very complex situation. I just think there's a time and a place, and people don't want to sit down after they, bust their butt all day. They're not out there killing anybody, or being a racist. They're just trying to get by and provide for their family, and then they come home and it's just like, okay, all right, I get it. I don't need all this. I'm not watching the 6 o'clock news. I just want to watch a ball game.
Exactly.
I just want to literally turn my brain off from the world and watch a ball game. And when you throw it at them, that's why people are like, you're throwing it in my face. And then the counter argument is, well, it needs to be thrown in your face. And it's like, well, I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, then you're a racist. Okay. If you're going to call me a racist, then we can't even have a conversation about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and for those who probably had spent the day already having the tough conversations and stuff, it's that feeling, like you said, of wanting the distraction, and then just like everything we feel like we've dealt with this year, is somebody pointing a finger in your face telling you, well, I told you so, or I told you to do it because I said so. And then that's what it felt like a little bit when you're like, oh, good, a game. And then you're like, well, I'm not doing right by society, but they're playing basketball, and I need to watch that.
I just want to watch a basketball game.
Right.
And I completely understand it. If it was just on the court, then maybe I'd be all like, okay, all right. But it's what I find myself doing when I've been watching basketball, and I probably watched more than most people, is every time I'm reading the back of their shirt, and I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Say her name. Okay. If I say her name, can we just play basketball?
Yeah.
If I say Breonna Taylor, can I just say basketball? And I know a report supposedly came out that she may have also shot back. So I'll say her name. Does that mean you're willing to discuss openly what happened and how we can fix it?
Right.
Or are you just instantly going to say all those police are going to be arrested?
Right.
Or, which is it? Because I'll have a conversation with anybody about anything.
Yeah.
You make a good argument, I'll change my mind. But this lack of conversation and dialogue is not helping.
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to believe you at face value. That doesn't help.
Yeah. Real quick, my friend, as we're making our way to the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour, where will the Bloodmobile be at today?
Today we're going to be at Carrington Lane Apartments. And then we're also going to be at the Springs RV Resort and Summerfield Walmart. We're all over the county. So please drop by our donor center at 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard or call us at 622-3544 and give the gift of life and donate blood.
Excellent, my friend. Get safe where you're going. We'll be chatting at you tomorrow, buddy. You got it. More Ocala Live back after this.
Joe Biden's running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, says about a potential coronavirus vaccine.
If the public health professionals, if Dr. Fauci, if the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
Your continuous undermining of confidence in a vaccine is just unacceptable.
Vice President Pence says President Trump has overseen the greatest national mobilization since World War II to deal with the pandemic. The latest Fox poll has Joe Biden further ahead nationally.
Biden's lead over President Trump among likely voters is now 10 points, doubling last month's 5-point margin. The president is still the choice of rural voters as well as men and women without college degrees.
Fox's Gernal Scott. America's listening to Fox News.
With United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, there's so much to take advantage of. Like $0 copays on preventive dental care.
Wow.
Plus the nation's largest Medicare dental network.
Wow.
It's time to take advantage. To learn more, visit AdvantageWow.com. That's AdvantageWow.com.
$0 cost share for in-network preventive dental care. Specified services only. Benefits vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply. Network size varies by market.
Wow.
An important message from Medicare.
You know how Medicare plans can change from year to year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this coming year, premiums are at historic lows.
Really?
Yeah, and hundreds of plans will have insulin for just $35 a month.
That will save some money. Can't wait to look at my plan choices for 2021.
Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th.
Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Alexa. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
WOCA. It's time for the Luby Bat Conservancy's Bat Festival. Sort of. This year will be different thanks to COVID-19. However, Luby still has fun offerings for the entire family. On October 16th at 9:05, Brian Pope with the Conservancy will be Adam's guest to discuss the exciting virtual and in-person events like Conservation from the Couch, the Quarantine Level Endurance 0.5K You Can Do It Marathon, and Bat Appreciation Day. Learn about the valuable part bats play in our environment. So join us at 9:05 on October 16th to learn more about this year's Bat Festival events.
Howdy, folks. RL here from Dairy Queen Silver Springs announcing the Patriot Pride Ride for 2020. For President Donald Trump, hundreds of cars, trucks, and motorcycles will assemble at the Veterans Memorial parking lot in Ocala, Florida at 1 p.m. Saturday, October the 10th. The route will head west on State Road 40 and end up at the Ocala Shriners Lodge. Food, awesome speakers, music by Nashville recording artist Gemma Adams. Let's help save America. See you there.
The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clay for Kids sporting event to benefit Champions for Champions. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida
on Saturday, October 24th.
Call 866-996-2182 for details. The NFL alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, and prizes. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Clay for Kids. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Hosted by the NFL alumni.
Bat Fest 2020 is going to look a little different this year. Due to health and safety guidelines, Luby Bat Conservancy will not host the traditional Florida Bat Festival our community has come to love. Instead, Luby is offering virtual and in-person events each Wednesday in October at 11 a.m. Enjoy Conservation from the Couch, where Luby will host live chats on their Facebook and Instagram pages. On October 24th, there will be a new live stream each hour from 11 to 3. Also on the 24th, Luby will hold the in-person Quarantine Level Endurance 0.5K You Can Do It Marathon and Bat Appreciation Day at Blackadder Brewing Company from 11 to 3. Luby staff will be available to discuss all things bat, including bat house building demonstrations. Visit luby.org/batfest for more information.
Today will be humid with very cloudy skies, the thunderstorm and spots in the afternoon and a high of 89 to 91. Then mainly clear this evening, low tonight 73 to 75. Friday, look for a mix of clouds and sunshine, thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high tomorrow 88 to 90. Then we can expect showery weather Saturday morning continuing through Saturday evening. Thunderstorms around on Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
WOCA, putting the local back into radio.
People ask me why I've worked at Palm Garden for so long, and I tell them it's the people. I love to hear the life stories, especially those from the greatest generation. Celebrating life stories is what sets Palm Garden apart, finding out what's important to them. And I love being a resource. Like Macy's Santa, if I can't help, I'll send them to Gimbel's. After all, Palm Garden is located on 34th Street. I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Call me and let's chat. 854-6262.
There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40, just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking. Free breakfast.
Yum, yum.
A swimming pool. A kiddie pool. And veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey, you want to spend a delightful fall morning? Then come on out and enjoy the color in 5.5 acres at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. How about these great deals this week at Bob Wine's? You can get 6 nice garden-sized mums, mix or match them for just $29.99. And plenty of larger ones are available. Check out the truckload azalea sale. Sure, Bob has those dwarf ever-blooming red ruffles. They're just $3.99. But there's a whole lot of larger blooming azaleas that we're selling for up to $19.99. Now listen, they're just $7.99 while they last. And yes, blooming fall annuals get a flat for just $19.99. Don't forget trees. You buy one and you get one just like it for half price. Check BobWinesCameliaGardens.net, then head on out to Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. They're open till 4:30 Monday through Friday, till 3:30 on Saturday in the same blooming place since 1952.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be humid with very cloudy skies, the thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon and a high of 89 to 91. Then mainly clear this evening, low tonight 73 to 75. Friday, look for a mix of clouds and sunshine, thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high tomorrow 88 to 90. Then we can expect showery weather Saturday morning continuing through Saturday evening. Thunderstorms around on Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
And welcome back to the show, AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. As we say good morning to you on this Thursday, October 8th. So we just finished up with Life South Community Blood Centers there with Galen. As that segment's brought to you by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street in Ocala. They offer the skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. As we've been telling you most of the year, any questions you have on how they've been handling COVID-19, they encourage you to give them a call, 352-854-6262. That's 854-6262, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, as well as Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated Penn Flooring, serving Marion County for well over 30 years. Every bit of their success is to their unrivaled customer service. They're a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs. With experience in both commercial and residential field, you can find them at 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, 352-351-3420. 351-3420. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. As we mentioned, getting out there, giving the gift of life, and donating blood. As moving a little bit along with our show here, as we mentioned to you already that, it's a little foggy out there. 76 degrees currently, and along with the expectations of weather, for what it is for our forecast, with a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, high near 90, and with all that humidity, it's going to make that heat index value feel a little bit higher, maybe getting close to the upper 90s with that feel. But in regards to weather, as the information comes along and gets updated, is hurricane warnings are in place for part of the Louisiana coastline now ahead of Hurricane Delta, which is expected to make landfall. There is a hurricane on Friday. Hurricane Delta made landfall as a Category 2 hurricane along the northeastern coast of the Yucatan, as about 20 miles south of Cancun early yesterday morning. In the United States, hurricane warnings are now posted from the Sabine Pass near the Louisiana-Texas border to Morgan City, Louisiana. Tropical storm warnings stretch from the San Luis Pass, Texas, to the west, and mouth of the Pearl River in the Mississippi to the east. The city of New Orleans and the immediate metro area are included in the tropical storm warning. While New Orleans could see gusty winds and heavy rain from the storm, Delta's center is expected to pass over the other side of Louisiana. Storm surge warnings are in place for a similar area in Texas and Louisiana as well, and this could be a catastrophic 1-2 punch for the southwestern Louisiana, which suffered the direct landfall of the Category 4 Hurricane Laura, which was just a few weeks ago, if you really break it down. It says now back over the water, Delta will traverse the Gulf and then turn more northward, possibly reaching major hurricane status. Right now, currently Category 2, with the expectation of the afternoon to build in intensity and intensify, and with that, as it could bring, like we said, the result of major hurricane status. Again, regardless of how strong the winds get, parts of the Gulf Coast face the threat of dangerous storm surge, flooding, rain, and strong winds. Saying, quote, reasonable worst case scenario, storm surge may reach as much as 10 feet above the ground in parts of south central Louisiana. Residents along the Gulf Coast, particularly the upper Texas coast to Louisiana, should continue to monitor the forecast and prepare for the possibility of landfall of a hurricane later this week. Even the spaghetti models are in good agreement about the Delta's path through the Gulf of Mexico, and impact of the specific areas will depend on where the storm makes landfall. It's forecast to grow larger in size, so the threats extend well beyond the landfall location. As it was mentioned that I declared, saying, quote, I declared a state of emergency in advance with Hurricane Delta, coming from John Bell Edwards, saying, quote, which is a forecast to make landfall in South Louisiana on Friday or Saturday. LSU was scheduled to host Missouri on Saturday, their college football game, but it has been moved to Columbia, Missouri. After estimated wind peaks of 145 miles per hour Tuesday evening, Delta's winds are now at 110 at landfall Wednesday morning. It says this came on the heels of Tropical Storm Gamma that was right there after lashed the Yucatan, and nearly a foot of rain over the weekend, and then with the Hurricane Delta that came leading up to the landfall in Mexico rapidly intensified, taking advantage of the warm waters, going through the tropical storm to a major hurricane to Category 3 in just 24 hours. Delta was just below major hurricane strength when it made landfall. A major hurricane hasn't struck that peninsula since 2007. And in 2005, Hurricane Wilma lashed Cancun and Cozumel back then, leading to nearly $2 billion worth of damage. We already know that it's been a record-breaking Atlantic season, and have already exceeded the forecast expectations. So as we continue to watch this storm, we know that there's still an expectation for other things to happen too. But right now, this is where the attention lies, and as we can see in the next coming days, as of right now, with it being Category 2 and directly over the Gulf, and like we said, all the spaghetti models for the western part of the bottom half of Louisiana near the Texas border, of where the majority of the spaghetti models, where usually you get one that strays, but they're all pretty much all equal to the idea of where they'll end up as that comes through. So with that in mind, as Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards declared the state of emergency for Louisiana here on Tuesday, as hopefully everybody gets prepared, and hopefully it can lose its intensity before it ends up hitting the landfall. As we got that bringing to you, as we keep you a little informed, a little entertained, as we're coming up on 8:47, as it is 8:47 here in the morning, as it is now time for your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. And in your Quick Minute News, it says new polling in Florida indicates that the past 10 days have been what they call a rough time for President Trump's re-election campaign.
Quite a week and quite a lot of controversy. So it wasn't just debate, but the debate really hurt the president. We've never seen anything like this as far as a plummet like this before with any presidency in the past. This has been the most volatile presidency probably, and this is uncharted territory.
That's Tim Malloy from the Quinnipiac University, says that their survey poll gives Joe Biden an 11-point lead over President Donald Trump in Florida. As they mentioned that latest poll there with the lead, the 11-point lead in Florida, 51 to 40% over the president. Malloy says Trump is losing support among older voters, which is a key demographic in the fight for the state's 29 electoral votes. Trump supporters will get a chance to see Vice President this weekend, as the Trump campaign announced that Mike Pence will make 2 stops in Central Florida Saturday afternoon, one in Orlando and one in the Villages, which I've already seen them put up the what looks like the tractor trailers for I think he's going to be coming into the Ocala Jim Taylor Field International Airport. A judge in Tampa is granting a motion to split the case of an accused serial killer in 4 separate trials. Howell Donaldson is accused of murdering 4 people in the fall of 2017. Attorneys argued that a single trial for all 4 crimes would unfairly prejudice a jury against their client. Florida is nearing the 15,000 mark in resident deaths from the coronavirus. Another 127 fatalities were reported yesterday, along with more than 2,500 new cases. Senator Rick Scott says he'll be among the 4.5 million Floridians voting by mail this year. He says there's a little-known upside to voting early.
They quit making phone calls to you and send you the direct mail because they're not going to waste time on you. That's what I used to tell people when I ran. If you don't want any more phone calls, vote by mail early or go vote early.
As Scott introduced federal legislation to standardize early voting rules across the country, 1 million ballots have already been returned to elections offices across the state. As says in the idea of, stand by. As we mentioned in sports, as the Tampa Bay Rays are just a win away from advancing to the American League Championship Series, thanks to 3 home runs and the pitching of Charlie Morton, as they doubled up the Yankees 8-4 last night and now lead the AL Division Series 2-1. Rays manager Kevin Cash says he loves his team's versatility.
Well, I know that's what makes us good, that we've got so many guys that can help us win games on both sides of the ball, whether it's with their defense or offensively. We have talented depth, and that's got us to this point in a big way.
As the Miami Marlins, though, are facing possible elimination in their National League Division Series today, as the Atlanta Braves lead the series 2-0 after a 2-0 shutout in Miami yesterday. Also in sports, Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. The 43-year-old Brady threw for 369 yards, 5 touchdowns in Tampa Bay's win, or Week 4 comeback win over the Los Angeles Chargers. For your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source, 8:51. We're going to take a short little break and we'll be back right after this.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
The Wolfpack improved to 2-0 with a win against the North Marion Colts.
As they work from our left to our right, they're going to put Buster in motion down in the flats. Savino fakes the handoff. He's under pressure, rolls out.
Throw it.
He's got to throw it, and he does, and it is caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Buster Barnes.
This week, Westport takes on the class of Marion County, the Vanguard Knights, who handled their county rival to start the season at 1-0. Pre-game starts at 6:30 and kickoff is at 7. It's the Wolfpack against the Knights this Friday, and it's all live right here on 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, The Source.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros, trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
back to the show. AM Ocala Live 96.3 FM 1370 AM as we say good morning to you as the fog's starting to lift a little bit as it's been, like we said, it's been cloudy 4 days in a row. It says in the morning. Makes it tough to wake up and get that week rolling a little bit, isn't it? But nonetheless, I know we're all working hard to do so. And if you're listening to us to get your day started, we say thank you. And your host, Adam Mikulin, as we say good morning to you. Like we said, 76 degrees, 100% humidity out there, and a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for today. As we're making our way through the 8 o'clock hour now, 5 minutes before the top of the 8:55. As we're rolling through a little bit, as you heard in the Quick Minute News earlier, as Disney World struggling still as they look to lay off another 8,800 now part-time union workers. As this was mentioned and brought up yesterday late, it says out of Orange County, Florida, about 8,800 part-time union workers at Walt Disney World will be laid off, according to the Service Trades Council Union, which represents 43,000 employees at the resort. The union announced the layoffs Wednesday after days of negotiations with Disney, saying, quote, "These are unprecedented times," the announcement read, saying, quote, "It's unfortunate any time a worker is laid off, and the mass layoffs that Disney is facing is extremely difficult for the thousands of cast members. However, no full-time workers will be laid off again." This is the union said. It says, according to the announcement, Disney originally planned to change the status of the 5,299 full-time workers from furlough to layoff. Last week, the Walt Disney Company announced it would lay off 28,000 U.S. across its parks, experience, and products segment. The planned layoffs also include nearly 6,700 non-union workers at Disney. So a lot going on with the impact of, like we said, all industries, with anything, travel industry in itself, and then what trickles from that with the idea of even tourism, what we have here in Florida for getting out there and enjoying the parks. It's just it's crazy, and it makes you wonder when we're going to kind of round this corner again. As we know, air travel is a big one that's impacted, as that one's a little closer to my community and everything else with flying, but nonetheless, just tough to see it come through all together. Now, with the movement of through October, as we know, usually it's September that things to look forward to are announced at the beginning of the what I consider the school year and everything else when it comes to tech and everything involved with, say, for example, new Apple products or even Samsung and all that, as those have been pushed a little bit. But now it's been mentioned that the new iPhone's expected to be unveiled October 13th. As Apple confirmed that many analysts had expected that it would be introduced new additions to the iPhone, as that'll come on Tuesday, October 13th at a viral event, saying, quote, "High speed" is the title of the invite Apple sent Tuesday to the media, but the general public is also invited to watch beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Apple's website and YouTube channel, saying, quote, "The speed refers to the new iPhone models, which are expected to connect the new faster wireless standard of 5G, which is rolling out nationally from AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, while the current 5G in the United States is not considerably faster than 4G and also isn't available everywhere. It's expected to grow substantially in the coming years and even improve." It says the new iPhones traditionally are released in September, but obviously due to COVID and what it meant for manufacturing, as Apple earlier had announced that the iPhone release would be a delay for a few weeks, as now here we are with the idea of October, as Apple still held its traditional September product reveal, but devoted it to the new additions of the iPad and the Apple Watch and saved the iPhone for what they consider to be a second event. As analysts expect Apple to release the 4 models of the iPhone with all 5G, and rival Samsung has revealed their several new Galaxy S models this year with the 5G, and Google just announced the 2 new editions of the Pixel phone also with 5G. More AM Ocala Live coming your way. Veterans News up next. WOCA, The Source. WOCA Ocala back after this.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Lillian Wu. We've just gotten word on what the next slated matchup between President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden could look like following the president's COVID diagnosis.
The Commission on Presidential Debates just announced the second debate will be virtual.
That's Fox's Brian Kilmeade, but President Trump telling Fox's Maria Bartiromo,
"No, I'm not going to waste my time on a virtual debate. That's not what debating's all about. You sit behind a computer and do a debate. It's ridiculous. And then they cut you off whenever they want."
His campaign saying he'll hold a rally instead of debating. Joe Biden's campaign out with a statement saying he looks forward to speaking directly to the American people and comparing his plan for bringing the country together with Donald Trump's failed leadership. And claims for first-time jobless benefits last week coming in at $840,000. That is slightly above expectations. America's listening to Fox News.
With United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, there's so much to take advantage of. Like $0 copays on preventive dental care.
Wow.
Plus, the nation's largest Medicare dental network.
Wow.
It's time to take advantage. To learn more, visit AdvantageWow.com. That's AdvantageWow.com.
$0 cost share for in-network preventive dental care. Specified services only. Benefits vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply. Network size varies by market.
Wow.
An important message from Medicare.
You know how Medicare plans can change from year to year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this coming year, premiums are at historic lows.
Really?
Yeah, and hundreds of plans will have insulin for just $35 a month.
That will save some money. Can't wait to look at my plan choices for 2021.
Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th.
Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. USDA's Ag Statistics Service says this week that the peanut crop is about 17% harvested. The 5-year average is 30%, way behind. Condition is at 4% very poor, 7% poor, 28% fair, 51 good, and 10% excellent. They said in Georgia they are 26% dug with 13 harvested. Normally they're at 47 dug and 31% harvested. Cool, dry weather has allowed many farmers to get peanuts dug and harvested. The growers in South Georgia